Hi, this is Robert Sall from Work of Art.
Hi, this is Erik Martenson from Eclipse.
This is Jeff Scott Soto from Talisman, and you're watching the presentation of the new project called W.E.T. Frontiers Records came to me with the idea of doing a melodic rock album as my next solo album after my departure from Journey, and I didn't really want this kind of style to represent my solo career as much because I didn't want it to seem like I was doing something just to capitalize on the success of Journey. But on the other hand, I thought it was important that I deliver something that was in this genre, and Frontiers Records that is, came to me with the idea of doing a collaboration with two amazing writers and participants from two other bands, hence the name W.E.T. So what you have here is a collaborative effort between the three of us, and that's one of the reasons why we called it W.E.T, because the W comes from Work of Art, the E comes from Eclipse, and the T from Talisman. Three great Swedish bands collaborating to make one great new one.
I'm from Work of Art, and we've done one album on Frontiers so far, so we're kind of their newcoming band. And I was asked to be involved with this project from Frontiers, and I'm the main songwriter and guitarist for Work of Art. Right now we're working on our second album, which will be out in early 2010.
I'm from Eclipse, and I'm also the main songwriter together with the guitarist Magnus Henriksson from. Is also in the. Magnus also plays a lot of solos in this W.E.T album. We just released our third album, the second album we did for Frontiers Records, called Are You Ready to Rock, in late 2008. And I'm the lead singer of the band.
A lot of people know me from my work with Talisman, and in getting involved in this project, I thought it was kind of cool that we could take the best of the three bands and the three strongest parts of those bands and actually make one unit out of this. Initially, it was just a project for me to come in and lay my vocals down and walk away from. But Erik did the honors of doing all the vocals initially on the demos, and I basically had to pay tribute to that because the vocals were so good on that. I didn't really want to change much of it. So pretty much everything you're hearing on these songs, or the foundation, is pretty much everything true to form of what he gave me when he sent me the rough vocal demos for me to put my vocals down on this stuff.
Well, Serafina at Frontiers Record, he asked me to produce the album and putting everything together, and naturally I choose people I worked with previously, and the guys from Eclipse, of course. I wanted them to make the foundation of this band because I know exactly how well they play and what they're playing. So natural thing was to bring in Robert Beck on drums, and Magnus Henriksson is on lead guitar, and myself playing bass and all the rhythm guitars. Robert, of course, was involved in the songwriting and the producing and the early stages of the songs as well.
Yeah, sure.
Come with good ideas to make them
pre-production and stuff. Yeah.
It's actually one of the first albums I've ever done that I'm not singing my own background vocals on it, which initially when Erik he sent me the songs and all the backgrounds were done as guide backings. He said if you can do the backings yourself or add to them, or maybe we can blend some things together. And the more as I was going along and singing the songs, I actually liked the way his frequency was so different from mine that I didn't want to actually mess with it. I didn't want to add to his. I didn't want to change the timbre of how everything sounded, because yeah, when I do my own backgrounds, it creates a certain sound, but everything does tend to sound like me. And I actually didn't want me at all on the background vocals, and I explained this to Erik, that I thought it was important that we just keep his vocals on there, and it actually sounds really good. So we chose to do two videos. Actually, you're getting three for the price of two, because I had the idea of maybe we can do a collaboration or montage of different clips from the things that we don't end up using or things that end up on the cutting room floor. But we can actually make or compile a third video out of all the extra footage that isn't necessarily something we're aiming to do a video, but It just gives you another visual to another song that I thought was important, one of the standout songs. The main video that we're focusing on is Comes Down Like Rain, because it's a really strong song. It's one of the ones that really stood out to me when I first started doing this stuff, and it really turned my head into really being into this project, as opposed to just doing it as a session and singing on the album, walking away from it. And we all agreed that this song should be released as a single. It also should be focused with a video and everything.
And it comes down like rain. Yeah, it comes down like rain.
This was the harder choice because everybody had their own ideas of what the second main video should be, and that's one of the beautiful things about getting involved with other people is everybody trying to please the other one in decision making.
One love, one dream to stay united is why.
Ultimately, we decided to shoot One Love as a second video, as a second single, and also it's got a very catchy hook, chorus type of vocal type of thing. And musically, it showcases everyone. It showcases the songwriting. So it's another one of those songs that everybody involved thought it was a strong contender for shooting as a video, and that's why you're getting One Love as the second one.
We are brothers in arms.
Brothers in Arms is the third one, of which I was talking about. That we decided to just get montage footage and just piece together as taking things from the photo sessions to us kind of goofing around and, you know, putting corn chips up our noses and stuff like that, just for the sake of having a third showcase for a song that I personally thought was one of the strongest ones on the album. It's I think it was actually the first song I sang when I started choosing the ones that I was doing first, and it really again it showcases. It showcased what Erik did for me as a singer, and I'm very happy with the song. I'm very happy that we were actually able to squeeze out a third video for this one, Brothers in Arms.
This love is invincible from a higher place.
As Erik said earlier, this is a collaboration of 3 bands, so we've taken members from each of the bands. I think the only one from Work of Art is Robert, but from Eclipse, we got on drums, we got Robert and Magnus on guitar, since they're playing on the album as well, to appear in the video, or in the videos. And on bass, to round off the Talisman side, instead of just having me, I brought in my old pal, Marcel Jacob, and asked him if he would come in and kind of complete the picture here. It's actually kind of cool to have a familiar person with me in something that's brand new, but yet it's still on, you know, familiar territory.
Everything's lost since you've been gone.
Me and Erik wrote the songs for the record, and at first we were asked separately to write like 5 or 6 songs each. So I wrote a bunch of songs, and then I brought them to Erik, and when we listened to his stuff, we felt that our songs didn't really sounded like they came off the same record. It didn't fit the way we wanted it to do. We wanted it to be more like, sounded like one record. So we decided to try to write all the songs together, us two. And I think it brought the best of my songwriting and the best of Erik's songwriting, and it worked very well.
We kind of blended our styles together, and
Sure.
came this kind of music. It's not the hard rock edge that Eclipse has, and it's not the West Coast style you have.
The Work of Art has. Exactly.
It kind of completes that genre that most people expect of me or want from me. It taps into other things. It goes into a contemporary world, but still fits into the classic world of AOR music. So it's you know, I think it's just overall a great project. It's like I said, I started falling in love with the project more and more as I was doing it. And in the beginning, I thought I was just going to be singing a bunch of older sounding songs, and as I started digging more and more into it, I found that these guys actually put a lot of time and effort into making this sound as like a modern AOR album.
we had you in mind when we wrote the songs.
Yeah, exactly.
We had you in mind for what we wanted you to do. We are both big fans of you, and we from when we were young. And
yeah, exactly.
And then he decided to start singing these songs like I used to sing when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
I said, Jeff, come on, you can still do it. I was like the little engine that could, running up the hill going, I still can sing this high.
I'll be there every time.
Another person who helps us out with a lot of the lyric writing on the album is called Michael Persson, and he's a good friend of mine. I write a lot of lyrics together with him, and he helps me out with the Eclipse lyrics as well, and a lot of other stuff I do. And so I asked him to help us out with this project.
Well, I've been doing interviews for my last solo album, the Beautiful Mess album, and a lot of the journalists that heard about this collaboration here, they keep asking me, is this a one-time project? Is this a one-off? And initially I thought it was. Initially I just thought, yeah, I'm just doing a session. I'm doing something as a favor, so to speak, to Frontiers. But I'm really into this band. I'm really into the songwriting. These guys are just really cool. But it's easy to get along with everybody. And the fact that we did it separately, we didn't actually work together in the same room and getting everything done is probably one of the reasons why we still like each other. I think if there's interest in this project, I would be more than happy to continue in making more music with these guys.
The whole thing started in my own studio. I started off with the demos, but a lot of the things I made for the demos, I made it, and I recorded it so serious, so I could use most of the stuff for the actual album. And we later put on the drums by Robert Beck. After this kind of songs were recorded, we did excellent drum recordings, and then Jeff did his vocals somewhere, wherever he was in the world.
Yeah, I basically travel with my microphone, and my laptop is my mobile studio, so Erik just sent me the tracks, and I just hooked up the microphone and got all the vocals knocked out. It was a pretty painless process. Yeah, I mean, he recorded all the stuff in your place, and you actually mixed it as well.
Yeah.
And we sent it to my longtime engineer pal in Boston for the mastering, and this is the result. It was like 3 different places where it initially started and ended up in one little disc or MP3, however you want to sell it.
The one you just downloaded.
Yeah, exactly. So we're all hoping that obviously that this album's successful, that people like what they hear, and with that, I mean, there's always an open book for the future. There's the fact that if it does well enough, that there's a demand for us, that we'll put this together and put it on the road, and then possibly do another album after that. So we thank you for watching this, purchasing this, and enjoying it, and keep rocking on. I hope you guys really dig this as much as we like doing it. Oh my God.